Hello students, today I discuss verbs with you. And do you know what is a verb? Basically a verb is a word uh, that means doing something or being something or having something. Okay, I explain. Suppose if I say I eat rice, what I do? Eat. So eat is the verb. Okay, eat is the verb. Next, if I say I am a farmer. Here, am is the verb. Why am is the verb? Because am means being here. What I be? I be a farmer means I am a farmer. So am is the verb. Am here represents be. Next, a verb represents belonging. Suppose something belongs to me. For example, I have a car. I have a car. That means the car belongs to me. So have here is a belonging verb. Okay. So you see the board. A verb states three things. As I have already told you, a verb states three things. Doing, all the action words are doing, like play, eat, go, come. What we do, these are doing words. Next, a verb states being. Being means am, is, are, was, were, shall be, will be. These are called being, means what I be or what we be. That is being verbs. And belonging. A verb also states something belongs to me, like I have a car, she has a pen, he had in past tense. You remember, had in past tense, and these two present. Here also am is our present means now, was were past, and shall be will be future. So a verb basically represents these three things. Now let us see these three examples and we will understand better how a verb represents. Okay. I play cricket. In this sentence, what I do? I play. So play is a doing word. So it is a verb. Okay. Next, I am a teacher. What I be? I am a teacher. So what I be? I be a teacher means I am a teacher. So am is representing being here. So am is also a verb. Next, I have a car. That means what I have, this is having word. Having word or belonging word. What I have a car. So have is also a verb. So this is just a verb states these three things: doing, being and belonging. Hope you have understood this states of the verbs. Now you are going to learn there are basically two types of verbs. One is transitive, other is intransitive. But before going into transitive or intransitive, I want to tell you one important aspect, that is object. Because if you don't know what is the object in the sentence, then you cannot identify whether it is transitive or intransitive. So let's learn what is object first. Before learning transitive and intransitive verb, we should know what an object, because an object will decide if it is a transitive or it is an intransitive verb. Okay. Transitive verbs has object and intransitive verb has no object. That is the important point to remember. Transitive verb has object, intransitive verb has no object. So object is much important here. Okay, you see how to find out the object in a sentence. Ask a question with the action verb in the sentence plus what or who. Okay, let me explain. Suppose this is the sentence. I eat rice. Okay. Ask a question with the action verb. What is the action verb here? Eat. So with this word, we have to use two words to ask a question. So eat what? Can we get the answer? Yes, eat what? The answer is rice. So rice is the object here. Sometimes if we don't get question with what, then we should ask with who. If then also we will not get answer, then there will be no object in the sentence. And if there will be no object, then the verb in the sentence will be intransitive. If there is object, then the verb will be transitive. Okay. So eat is a transitive verb here because rice is the object. Next one, he called me. Called is the verb here. Called what? No answer. But if I ask called who or whom, same meaning, called who, then I get the answer called me. That means this is the object. That means this verb has an object. So this verb is also TV. TV does not mean television. It is transitive verb. Okay. Next, one more example I give you here. He is eating. As you can see, he is eating. In this sentence, eating is the action verb. Yes or no? With eating, if you ask a question with what or who, can you get answer? Eating what? Eating who? Not mentioned here in the sentence. So in this sense, the verb eating is intransitive. That means a verb may work sometimes as a transitive, sometimes as an intransitive. It depends upon the subject it takes, object it takes. If it takes object, it will be transitive. If it does not take object, it will be intransitive verb. But the point is that some be verbs like am, is, are always answers the question who or what, but they are not transitive verbs. They are always intransitive verbs. Be verbs are always intransitive verbs. I give you one example for this. Suppose this is the sentence, and here am is the verb. So am what? Answer is a teacher. This should be an object, and this should be a transitive verb. But be verbs are not transitive verbs. They are intransitive verbs. They are intransitive verbs. And then if it is intransitive, it is not object. It should be complement then. It is called complement. Okay? That is not object. If it is object, it should be transitive. But if it cannot be transitive, so it is intransitive. And I know, we all know that intransitive does not have any object. So what will it be? It will be complement. Complement means just completes the sentence. That is the thing. One more example I want to give you here. In this sentence, try to find out the object yourself quickly. He is reading a book now. Here, before finding the object, you first find the verb, read. Reading plus what or who, as I told you, what or who. Reading what? We get the answer, a book. So a book is the object. That means the verb reading has an object. So reading is a transitive verb. Now when I said that be verbs are not transitive verbs, then did your mind or did you not think that why not they are transitive verbs? Okay, I tell you this also. Be verbs are not transitive verbs. Why not transitive verbs? Because be verbs are not action verbs. Be verbs are not action verbs. And we all know that only action verbs are transitive or intransitive, but be verbs are not action verbs, so they are not transitive. So like the being verbs, belonging verbs like have, has, had also don't have any object because they are also not action verbs. Okay, so they are also intransitive verbs. Being verbs and belonging verbs are intransitive verbs. Okay, but doing verbs are intransitive also, transitive also, because they can have subject, they can have object also, and sometimes they cannot have object also. So students, now let's take a quick revision. Let's revise. A verb states doing, being or belonging. Then an object is an answer to what or whom with the doing verb or action verb. A transitive verb has an object. Intransitive verb has not any object. And one verb can be used differently as transitive verb or intransitive verb, as I have shown you with the verb eat. Okay, having an object or without having an object. So students, hope you have understood this very well. And if you have liked it, you will share it please. Thank you.